dude, this is awesome. This right here is exactly what we need. I didn't mention this in the Connor Brown signs with the Oilers video, but part of the charm of Brown going over to that team was that he would be reunited with Connor McDavid, teammates on the Erie Otters back when McDavid was a draft-eligible prospect and younger. That was a reunion that we're all here to see, and this is yet another one of these situations. Take a look at this. Nathan MacKinnon is reuniting with his old Halifax running mate Jonathan Drouin, and we're expecting a one-year deal to the Avs. Now, I don't know the AAV and everything. Who really cares? I mean, it's 1 year. Who cares? The Colorado Avalanche are also signing Miles Wood, but, I mean, realistically, I want to talk more about Drouin. Let's talk about Drouin because it's my show and I'm going to do what I want. So, even though Miles Wood getting a 6-year deal, $2.5 million, is a very, honestly, I can understand why they did that. He's a pretty good center, after all. But Drouin is the one that I think makes more headlines because, as a former Montreal Canadien who is been under so much pressure in Montreal as a French guy, as a player who was 3rd overall, who was traded to Montreal for a top player in Sergachev, or a top prospect, Drouin had so much pressure as a member of the Habs throughout the 6 seasons he had been a part of this team. And there were so many ups, there were so many downs, there were breaks he had taken. He didn't play with the Canadiens when they went to the finals. This guy, though, was still a player that you could tell had a whole bunch of potential. His playmaking, his offensive instincts, when he was on, and he was never ever really able to become more of a goal scorer. He had 18 goals, in 2018-19, but that goal number really started to drop off as he continued, ending off with 2 goals in 58 games in this most previous season. However, that playmaking along the boards, into the middle, it was always still there. You could definitely still acknowledge that Drouin was a talented hockey mind that just wasn't really given the best shot to succeed, nor was he really making use of the opportunities he had been given. This was a player that, if he had panned out to what we thought he could be able to become, he could have been an 85-point player as a primary playmaker on the team that he was drafted on. He was drafted 3rd overall back in Tampa. You gotta remember, back in 2013, he was the top Moosehead scorer, but he was not taken first. That was his teammate Nathan MacKinnon, who had a significantly fewer amount of games played, significantly fewer amount of points in roughly the same amount of games played. It was because everybody realized that MacKinnon was more so of a gear that strung along and made the machine turn as a result. Drouin was a lot more of a cerebral playmaker who had a little bit more of a goal-scoring touch back in the Halifax Moosehead system, but Drouin and MacKinnon, 1 and 2, or 1 and 3, I guess you could say, because who did go 2nd overall back in 2012? Yeah, it was Barkov, right, I forgot. This was a pretty big story back when it happened in the 2013 draft, and so seeing Jonathan Drouin head over to a Colorado team that will most likely give him at least an opportunity to play with MacKinnon again, I don't want to go out there and say that we're going to guarantee some magic happening once more, that the Halifax Mooseheads Jugo Juice is going to carry over and bring itself into Colorado, but this is an opportunity that I want to see at least attempted. For Jonathan Drouin's sake, for Canadiens fans' sake who always believed in this guy, and for the overall hockey world, because seeing stories like these, where junior teammates that were so dominant together get reunited decades later, I'm all for it. Connor Brown and McDavid did the same thing. Now it's Drouin and MacKinnon's turn. Of course, we could also make a conversation happen about Miles Wood because the Avalanche did that, but, yeah, I kind of want to separate the video topics, So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What are your opinions? I guess if you wanted to talk about Miles Wood, you can, but what are your thoughts about Drouin heading over to the Avalanche, reunited with his former draft mate? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Rolls 99, and bye.